Hello everyone, this is Dr. Kamalpreet Kaur from Khalsa College of Education, Ranjit Avenue, Amritsar. Today I am here to discuss with you a model on events of instruction that is given by Robert Mills Gagné. See everyone, in country like India, being not face to face with the children in the classes is a big challenge. And right now, as the whole world is facing the situation of pandemic, and suddenly we have to transform our total education system into an online mode, wherein teachers are struggling hard to meet the classroom challenges sitting far away from the students' places. And it is not so very easy to make a connect with the students, which was very much possible for the teacher in the normal classroom scenarios. So taking these things into consideration, this Robert Gagné's model of instruction is very much helpful and a big facilitator for the teachers today, because this model has given 9 events of instruction which are helpful for the teacher to plan his or her teaching in a very articulate manner. So with this model, what the teachers can do exactly, there are 9 steps which the teachers can follow, and with those 9 steps, teachers can precisely teach in a planned way to their students. And for your very much kind information, this topic is also very much helpful for the students who are aspiring for qualifying UGC education. This is a topic which is in their Unit 8, Educational Technology. Now to start with the 9 events of instruction. So students, what do we mean by instructions first? Instructions are the set of events which are external to the learner, but of course are very helpful in processing his learning internally in his mind. This is the meaning which is given by Gagné, Briggs and Weger in 1988. Now about the 9 events of instruction, we'll discuss these events one by one. First of all, the first event which is very much required, that is gaining attention of the students. No teacher on this earth can start his class without gaining the attention of the students. Gaining attention means making your students ready for your classroom instructions. Because when students enter in the class, they have many things in their mind. And it is the teacher's job to get them primed, focused, and make them willing for the present topic of the class. Now, how teacher can do this? How teacher can gain this attention? There are a number of methods which can be used for gaining attention of your students. You can use attention grabbing or ice breaking activities. You can ask ice breaking questions to your students. Then you can throw a bit of details about the topic, but leaving a question at the end. And you can ask the opinions or comments of the students about the topic. You can also bring out some eye-catching audio or visual stimuli for your students. These are the ways, and this is not the complete list, I can say. Teachers can add on as per the needs of the students, as per the need of the topic and the resources available to the teachers in the classroom. Or even if you are teaching through online mode, these can help you. And mind it that Gagné's events of instructions are so flexible that we can add or subtract according to the needs of our students. So this was the first one. Following by the first one, now the second one is informing the learners about the objectives of the today's topic. This is required because student must know before starting his class that what is expected out of him after the completion of the class, what he is going to do after during this particular lesson. So this is required that we should, as a teacher, we should inform our students about the objectives of the today's classroom. Now we can do it in many ways. What we can do, we can give them details or outline of the topic what we are going to do today. We can discuss about the assignments or the discussions required in the classroom as a part of today's learning. And apart from this, we can share our objectives, outline of the objectives directly with the help of slides or syllabus, or we can make our students write the objectives in a concrete manner. Now, the third event of instruction is stimulating the prior recall of the students. Prior information of the students means that whatever they have previously learned from their previous classrooms, from their other subjects, or from their daily experiences regarding this particular topic which we are going to discuss in today's classroom, what we need to do, that we should be able to recollect all the information they are having about this topic, and using that particular information, we will incorporate this information into the new information and bridging the gap from one information to another information. Now, what are the ways of doing this thing? Simply, you can ask the questions from the previous lessons or related to the topic, whatever their personal experiences, we can ask questions from that. Or you can ask the students to do some small presentations, do some small role plays related to the scenarios which you are going to provide to stimulate their recall. And then you can ask the students to explain something, some idea which you expect from the students to do, which is connecting with their next topic. So these are the various ways with which you can stimulate the previous recall of the students. Now what next? Next is when you have make your students recollect their previous information, the next part is present the content, today's topic in actual mode of learning. Now what is this presentation means? That whatever you have planned as a part of your lesson plan, that this is what you are going to teach today, you have to present that information before the students. Taking the previous information into the consideration the students have, and connecting this previous information to the new information, we are making the students just add the new information in their previous memory traces only. We'll make the students so comfortable that nothing is what we are going to learn today, nothing is new, just this is add on to your previous knowledge. How we are going to do this? In a very simple way. We are engaging the students in our classrooms by asking some questions again, and then we are making our students demonstrate some small activities, hands-on practice also. These things can be done in the class, or you can also supplement your teaching by using some audio or visual aids, like you can show some pictures, charts, flashcards, or you can show some videos in the classroom for engaging your students very actively in the class. Now, followed by this, next step for the teacher is to provide guidance to the learner, advising the students about how to learn, or providing some learning strategies to the students about the topic you have taught in your class. We can provide guidance by giving some cues, prompts, or by giving some scaffolding to the students in the class. And also we can use some supplementary materials like graphs, charts, timelines, or concept maps, mind maps. These are the aids, like mnemonics also. These are the aids which help the students to learn whatever you have taught in class. These things will help the student to retain information in their mind for long time. Now, following this, these were the 5 critical steps which was the role to be played by the teacher mainly in the class. Now it's the student's turn. Now the sixth step is eliciting the performance from the students. This is the step which will make the students practice in the class what have been taught by the teacher or what they have learned from their teacher. Now how we can do this step? We cannot say that this is the evaluation of the student. This is just to make him clear that what you have understood and what you have not understood. And for this, teacher has to make a stress-free environment in the class wherein students can discuss among their peers and wherein they can raise their doubts with their teacher in the class, and they can practice in the groups or wherever it is required, if it is required like lab work, so students can do such kind of practice in their class. Now again, while your students are practicing, the seventh event of instruction is immediately providing feedback to the students so that they should be able to immediately improve upon their learning. Your feedback should be very much precise, constructive, positive, and it should be immediate. It should be descriptive enough that it should be able to boost the performance of the student and improve upon his learning in a very efficient manner. Now is the time where we have to assess the performance of the students. Once you have taught the students, you have made them practice, you have provided them the appropriate feedback. Now is the time when the students should be able to meet their objectives. Teacher should be able to know that what objectives initially stated in step second, whether the students are able to meet those objectives or not, or whatever are the gaps in the meeting the objectives, those gaps should be addressed actually. We can evaluate the performance of the students by taking the standard tests, by asking questions in the class, or by conducting some quiz, essay competitions, or some hand-on activities. But be very clear that our evaluation should be very much transparent and fair. And it should be like this, that students should be able to know that what are their actual standards of learning. Now, last event of instruction is that enhancing retention and transfer. This is the event which will help the students to actually apply their learning from today's classroom in the real life situations. This is the space wherein students will actually be knowing that whatever they have learnt in today's classroom, is it applicable in their real life situations? Will they be able to solve their real life challenges by learning through this particular topic? So how we can do this? Simply we can ask about whatever today's learning, how they have impacted. Students could be made to write their essays on today's learning and how this learning have impacted them. And you can give them small projects. You can give them, you can make the discussion groups also in online mode, in offline mode, both ways, and wherein students should be able to give discussion on some given scenarios by the teacher. We can assign some analytical homework in the form of projects or in the form of open-ended questions to the students. So this is about how a teacher should plan his class by following these 9 steps, 1, 2, 3 up to 9 steps. What the teacher is doing, teacher is planning very precisely for his particular class. So finally, about these Gagne's 9 events of instruction, Gagne's, we should be actually very thankful to Gagne for this, that he has given these 9 events of instruction to the teachers. Any teacher who is in pre-service training or in service can use these 9 events of instruction and can well plan and organize their class in any of the circumstances, going in the class or going out in the world. These events are so flexible and so simple to use that you can use these events and even enrich your existing lesson plans. Thank you so much.